Hi guys, it's Eminem from Let's Go Fishing. It is 7:30 in the morning. I've set up about half hour ago, got everything out there. Today I'm using my big 15 footers, Blue Ocean, and my little 9-foot 6 rods and pulls here on these two here, 12 footers, both fixed spool, and he's got mackerel on both, and I've done him 2 pennel rigs, so he's looking after them today. Woke up and it's glorious today. You know, I mean, it's in absolutely, the sun ain't splitting the stones yet, but as you can see round, it's a bit cloudy and hazy over that side, and over here where the sun's coming up, it's about the same, just broken cloud, but it's a bloody gorgeous day. Very little wind about, which is good for us. Every now and again, a little bit of a breeze, no problem. That's fantastic. Anyway, guys, today we are tenting on the smaller rod on that side. I've got a running rig with sardine on, and I'm hopefully going to catch some decent. It's a double hook system with the running rig. The big 15 footer he's got mackerel on, and it's again pennel rig, single hook pennel rig, single hook pennel rig on poles too. But hopefully today we'll have something be nice. Joggers. I think she missed the bus. And yeah, it's one of those things where this is what happens along here, you get your joggers and that. And this is what I mean. When that guy puts his tripod against the wall and he's got it sticking out, people like this lady who's walking her dog along, or a jogger comes along, they've got no room.
Who's got the least energy beyond?
So that's the reason why I always tie my thingies over the wall, just to give people space, because by rights it's a public footpath, and you get people who put their rod rests against the wall there and have them coming out. They could get us, they could stop us fishing up here, believe it or not, because of their stupidity. People will say, right, council could turn around, no fishing along the wall, just because 2 or 3 people, sometimes a week or whatever, are putting the rods there, putting the rod rest there and coming across. This is the reason why, as you see, mine are close against the wall, both of them, and look at all that space people can walk past. That's the whole idea, common courtesy for everybody else. Just because you've got a rod and you're fishing, it doesn't mean you own the site, you own the walkway. No, it doesn't work like that. You got to give people a bit of common courtesy. Anyway, guys, it is the 27th, Friday of June. The tide is 10 metres 87. High tide should be at 8:30. And in tonight's tide is 1900 hours, well 1955, 1953, what a year. So tonight it'll be 10:53. So yeah, 1900 hours. So it'll be 22, well it'll be 1900 hours. 1900 hours is what? 7 o'clock. 7:15. So it'll be 850. It'll be 853. 853. The tide will be in. 853. High tide tonight. You've got to add an hour on this. Tells you on the bottom there you have to add an hour on because it's summertime. Oh, the wind's picking up. Oh, I just hope we can hear. But there you go, guys. It's one of those things. While we were in the van the other night, found a leak in the van. Believe it or not, it would have been leaking on me while I was sleeping. So of course I've done my investigation with my torch and that to find out where the leak was. I found where the leak's coming from. I think one of the seals has gone and broke on the top of the roof by the rail. So I've got to, when I get home, so all I have to do is go all the way from the front all the way down to the back, sealing it again. Hey ho, that's what happens when you own a motorhome. Yeah, and last night I put one of these up on, and you actually hear me past wind. I do apologise, but it tickled Paul. It's his funny bone, and he thought it was really funny. So while he was laughing, he got me laughing. And in the end, it was that joke toilet sense of humour. Sorry guys, I do apologise. But he thought it was highly hilarious, didn't you? Aye? So, yeah, I better not start him off. He was virtually crying last night. He thought it was because he started laughing as he started watching the video back. And then all of a sudden when I did, when you do it, he'd be past wind, he's gone. That's it, he'd gone, he couldn't control his laughter. But hey, that's what things you do, innit? Everybody passes wind. Everybody does, I don't care. I don't know. It's only human nature. But yes, guys, going into mining today, as I said. We'll have a little mooch around. Just to give us a break from here as well. Just sitting there and looking at each other and, you know, just generalising. Trying to keep him awake, to be honest. And you know what, treat the fish and chips in mine head. I hope you have fish and chips and I don't fall asleep at the table. Can you imagine that? I've had fish and chips clunk. Yeah. I bought some Copperberg yesterday. And because they don't put the prices up how much they are. And I feel obliged then when they ask the price to pay it. So I bought 4 Copperberg, fruit Copperbergs, a cider and then. And so then she went, I went, I'll have 4 Copperberg, then Babel I'll have 2 of each flavours. She went, yeah, okay. Handed them over. Got me a wallet out. That'll be 24 quid. I went, what? She went, £24. I went, I beg your pardon. She went, £24. And of course, maybe, mate, I gobbled. Turned around, I said, bloody hell, if I knew they were that much, I would have waited till tomorrow and go into Minehead and go to one of the local shop where they ain't that much. 24 quid. I was shocked. Look, because me, I'm not, as I said, I'm not a drinker. I bought it just in case Paul wanted. I had one myself yesterday, but I think I had a bit of a reaction from him. Sugar rush. Yeah, I wouldn't have been all sweaty. Yeah, found it weird. So I'm not going to drink one down here again. I'll wait till I get home. Put them in the fridge. Then have one and see if I have the same reaction. That means if I have the same reaction, I'm not going to drink that drink anymore. Yeah, as you can see, lovely calm day. It's quiet up here. Look, no cars that way. They're all down that way. They're all down there today. God knows what I've gone down that in, because that's where all the bricks are. I wouldn't fish over the bricks. You know, all the breakwater stones, I wouldn't fish over them. As I said, you get a good fish. Look at them rods into view. That's it, 4 rods. You get a good fish, go straight into the rocks. Lose a fish, probably lose your rig as well, and you're buggered. You know, as I said, Paul had a bite last night, and as it was reeling in, because as I said, I cast close together, which they're close together today, but one is further out than the other, so they won't, if they cross, they won't cross over, they won't catch the other one. And of course, because I put them close together, and he struck, because he did have a bite, but I think my lead rolled, because the tide had just turned, and my hook got onto one of his, but anyway, it just got tangled. And I seen my rod tip, it was bent over like that, suddenly straightened up. I thought, oh, I've got a bite here. And then, as I seen Paul drop down and bring up, I seen the line moving, I thought, crossed. Never mind. Like I said, I'm glad it was me, crossed, nobody else. Well, it was my fault because I cast it up. Idiot. Well, this is the morning session, guys. We've been fishing about half hour now, nothing showing, so, because the tide's still coming in. As I said, down here sometimes, you can catch when the tide comes in, or when the tide turns. And last night, I think it was, yeah, when the tide turned, Paul had his bite. As I said, I don't care if I don't catch any, because I'm used to this place, I know what it's like. But it'd be nice for Paul to have a fish, and I want him to catch some. Now we've got 4 rods out here. Now there are these 2 here, these 2 of these he's looking after. But if any one of mine go, I'm going to say, get it, have a go. Because you never know, dear. Might be the only fish out there today. This morning, there was 2 people, 2 women swimming, and they were coming from that way. Hang on, turn around. From that way, and they were swimming up. Well, I stopped just well before the steps, and I thought it ain't very deep out there. Anyway, this one was still up. She was only chest deep, and then I turned round and went back that way. He used to be an old bloke, he used to swim up here. Big bloke, massive. I was telling me, mate, he was about 6'4" he was. And he would swim while the tide was coming in. From the bottom to there, sorry, bottom of there, all the way up, past us, up towards the Blue Anchor pub. Turn round. I mean, he done breaststroke all the way there, and then he done the front crawl on the way back. But it was so methodic the way it wasn't like going bang, bang, just nice slow strokes. Anyway, he come past, and by this time the tide was virtually touching the wall, and he got out and he walked down, and all he had on was a pair of swimming shorts. And this guy come down, he was a fucking mountain. He was massive. I said, all right, mate. I said, how old are you? He said, I'm 70. You should have. He was like built like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Ex-para. What a size of a man. I said, what was you in the Paris? A tank? Because he was massive. Found out he used to run a boxing gym down in Watchet. Big bloke. And then I went down and I was talking to Steve in the shop. And yeah. Oh, by the way, guys, my posse, if you're listening, I keep saying this, if you're listening, I'm down there till Monday. I'm in my camper, you can't miss it. It's only a big bleeding blue and white camper down here. And also I'll fill the cake if you're listening. If you got a chance to pop down and say hi, even if you're not fishing, come down and say hi. I'd like to see you guys, but at the moment there's nothing catching. But yeah, you don't have to catch them for half a joke, do you? You're stretching out, love. Always doing his daily exercise. Thought he was peeing up the wall like a dog. Yeah, look. Look. Stretching out. See, now years ago, me and Paul, we used to do jiu-jitsu together, didn't we, Paul? Yeah, me and him, and his little brother. Well, I say little brother. How tall was your brother? He was 6'1", and me being 5'8", so I was his brother's mate at school. And then Paul is the same age as my brother. Two old farts together. They're both 17. And of course, I remember doing a move with his brother. Now, his brother had big hands, and I mean fucking big hands. And his feet were size 13. Size 13. He threw me on the floor, and he's done a foot stomp to my head, towards my head. It went pitch black, because the size of his fucking foot by the side of my head there like that. I looked up, and it was completely darkness. I'll tell you now, if his brother would have stamped on my head, it would have been like a squashed tomato. His brother was so fucking big. Anyway, there was a bloke there named Smelly Dave, and nobody didn't want to train with him because this guy stunk. He stunk like a rag. You know what, a damp rag? When you stick it on the side, he stunk to high heaven. And what did you do to pull your shoulder or something? Paul was you throwing him or he doing something to you?
Done a scissor throw and dislocated him.
Done a scissor throw on Paul and dislocated Paul's knee. And of course, then everybody wanted to have a go with Dave. They all wanted to give him payback time because, I'm sorry, but he was the only bloke in there nobody liked. It wasn't because, I don't know if it was because he smelled or he was just an arse. But there was an old bloke in there. It was Stan. Yeah, an old bloke called Stan.
wasn't he?
Aye,
Ex-army PTI.
he was an ex-army PTI. Come on. Well, it's alright, I'll just turn it that way then, won't I? So,
You've got to watch your road, what do you have?
oh, sorry. There's an ex-PTI bloke, and he was about 50 or 60, wasn't he? Real old bloke.
Jeff, remember Jeff?
Yeah. And he was built like, he was like, only about this big, but he was built like a tank. And when he was to park up, all you could see was a plume of smoke coming out of his car, and he thought, bleeding hell, he's smoking heavy. No, he was a pipe smoker, and him like fucking Popeye. Anyway, we were doing, we was having our grading. Do you remember that? We was doing our grading. We was doing our grading, and then old Stan just come to train with us that day, knowing that it was our grading. Anyway, he was already a black belt. He was already a black belt, wasn't he? Yeah.
You give him it, then he wouldn't take the driving.
So he gave him this black belt years ago. So anyway, this day we were training. This is really comical. We thought, and he said, our instructor said, "Come on then, Stan, have a go." And he said, "I want 4 or 5 of you to attack Stan, any form of attack and defence." So we're all going in at him, and he's going bang, bang, bang. We're all flying off, and all of a sudden he's going, I don't know who it was. Was it you, me, or Steve? He went, when he went like, "Ah, come on then," like he was acting knackered. And of course, one of us rushed in, and all of a sudden he stood up and just went sidekick, bang, right in our stomach, hit the deck, rolling about on the floor. And I tell you now, the man was like he kicked like a mule. Anyway, hit the deck, rolled over, you know, playing dead, as you do, with a good kick in the stomach because you walked onto it. And then the instructor went, "Yeah, mate, that means stop." So we all stopped. We're all sitting down, and then the instructor's reading out, "Oh, Paul, you've passed this belt. Colin, you've passed this belt. Steve, you've passed this belt." Then all round the class. Then all of a sudden he looked at Stan. He said, "Oh, by the way, Stan, this is your second Dan." He went, "What?" He said, "Yeah, this is your second Dan." He says, "You've done really well showing these young uns." And I tell you now, the bloke wasn't even out of breath. He knocked 7 bells out of us. But that's what it was like back in that was in the 80s, wasn't it? Yeah, when we were young. Now we're getting older. We're old farts. I mean, I looked at myself on one of the videos when I was teaching Paul how to cast. The size of my stomach. Can't believe it, man. But that's since I've had my operation. My belly has seemed to just go bang out. I don't know why. Better start doing some sit-ups again.
Muscles are going slack.
Yeah, muscles are going slack. So,
Excuse me.
it's a good excuse. Yeah, when you get old and your belly starts popping out, remember, your muscles are gone slack because everything's going south. Anyway, guys, I will catch you later on the next one. Hopefully we got a fish by then. If not, this will be the first one and last one. I don't want it to be because I want to show you that we are catching today. But this is Friday morning, 27th of June. Okay, and if you like it, subscribe, leave a comment, thumbs up. Okay, guys, catch you later. Bye.